Hey, this is John Madel with another episode of the Porch Show. I got a few updates on my neighborhood to tell you about. Uh, well, it didn't happen in the winter, but I guess since it's summer, these parents decide to let their kid, he's like 10 years old, he drives a riding lawnmower around the neighborhood, and he's usually hauling like some kind of landscaping equipment, or like there's like this little like wagon type thing that he hauls other kids around in. He's like 10 years old driving this lawnmower around. I can't imagine his parents letting him do it. Uh but anyway, so we got this kid riding around on a lawnmower. I think a couple doors down, I think like 100-pound dog just moved in with its owners, so hopefully I get to hear the fucking dog bark all fucking summer. And then this kid's riding around on a loud ass lawnmower. And so that's the kind of stuff that goes on in my neighborhood. I was just sitting out here a couple minutes ago, and like this happens all the time. Like cars will go by and the windows will be down, and it'll be a couple just like fighting so hard, like going at it, and like whoever's driving's like peeling out because they're so pissed. So anyway, when I was in college, I lived in the dorms, so it was pretty close quarters. And I made friends with this guy from Puerto Rico. And he was like the jolliest guy ever, and super nice, very, very hospitable. And so it was about 9 in the morning towards the end of the semester. And I had an exam, and I went over to get a little weed from him, because he always had good weed. I guess Puerto Ricans have good weed, I don't know, but he always did. So I went over to his dorm room. He's like, sit down, have a few beers with me. Like, it's 9 in the morning. It's never like unusual just to start cracking beers at 9 in the morning. So I have an exam at 1. It's a religion exam. So we're drinking beers and smoking up or whatever. And it gets to be about, I don't know, 12:15 or 12:30. And I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta take this exam. And it was a religion exam, which I had been taking religion classes since I was like 5 years old. So it was like pretty easy class for me. It was just one of those classes that I had to take to get my degree. So I can barely walk. I'm like stumbling the couple hundred yards to the classroom building to take this exam. So I stumble into the classroom, sit down to take the exam. I think I finished first out of everybody. I thought it was like super easy. So anyway, I know I got above a 90 on it, but I really don't remember taking the exam at all. And then one other time, we used to smoke in the dorm rooms, and like we would put one of those box fans pointing out the window to try to air out the smoke or whatever. So me and my two buddies are in his dorm room, and we're smoking a blunt, which is just like a huge joint for to keep things simple. So we're smoking this huge joint, and like we look at each other, and like the whole room's full of smoke, and we're like, our eyes are barely open, and we're trying to see each other through the smoke real thick, and we're like, what's going on? Well, we forgot to open the outside window, so all the smoke was in the dorm room. Uh, so there was a smoke detector, and all the smoke detectors were like linked to like a central desk in the lobby. So the smoke alarm starts going off, and I take a golf club just out of instinct, and I whack this smoke detector off the ceiling so it would like stop going off. Well, when it gets unattached or whatever, it alerts the central desk down in the main corridor. It was like a 6-story dorm room building, so the fire department shows up. All the people who are supposed to be watching us on the floor, like the resident assistant people and all that, they show up. It just reeks like weed. And I said I was swinging a golf club, and I accidentally hit the smoke detector off its hinges or whatever. So that's just a couple stories. My wild neighborhood, my wild college days. So, thanks for tuning in. That was a nice short episode for you. Check out my YouTube channel, John Madel, The Porch Show. You should read my book too if you have a chance. Millions Like Me, My Struggle with Mental Illness. It's on Amazon, or you can get a copy from me. And anyway, thanks for tuning in.